Hey guys, here we go into a special video where one of my viewers sent me not only some of his film from his most recent amateur fight, but as well as some film of his shadow boxing, and looking for tips and tricks for his peekaboo style, which he's actually currently learning from Duff Baker, who trains out in Hawaii. Duff, DFA? Death from Above, I think that's what it is. Duff Baker, who teaches the peekaboo style. He said that this man has helped him immensely with his confidence and with his boxing ability and just being comfortable, you know, and that's exactly what you want to hear from someone who's being in a mentor position like this, who's, you know, taking on the task of training and helping someone do something as difficult and scary as getting in the ring with another person and fighting, you know. So thank you, Duff Baker. Sounds like you're a great boxing coach, and great job, man. And great job with your pupil here. But so we're going to get into the video, and right away, I want to tell you, first off, our guy's the guy in blue. That's Oscar. As you can see, he lands an overhand right there. But a lot going on here. But what do you notice from his opponent right away? Every time he's in range, he's throwing big shots, right? Boom, boom. Rolling the hook. Great technique here, by the way. Great technique. Rolls the hook, comes in position to throw a left hook, and then a right hand, and then back to closing the distance. But every time his opponent is in position or in range to throw a punch, you can see here, he throws a big haymaker shot, you know, a knockout shot. But showing that he doesn't, not only does he not know how to set his punches up, but he doesn't know how to control the space between him and his opponent to get himself in the ability to set his punches up. Now, what I mean by that, and you'll see like in a few more clips. Whoops, that's the last one. We're going to go ahead and get back here. I don't know why, but the clips kind of got a little bit mixed up. But as we're going to see here, every time, and that was the first round. This is the second round, I believe. But every time Peralta steps forward, his opponent's going to look to control the space with his jab, right? Now, when he had all his energy in the first round, he was doing this every time he got into range. He would just throw punches, you know, very classic amateur style where people kind of panic. They're like, they don't know. They know that if they're throwing punches at you and you're blocking, that you're not punching them, right? And that's like the first level of control that you learn as an amateur, right? You learn that when you're throwing combinations at your opponent, if your opponent's afraid of your combinations, then he's not throwing back, you know? And you kind of learn, you can slowly build on that idea where you learn that feints later can do similar things, head movement, right? And you can, all those things can kind of control the space between you and your opponent, right? Like busy work, right? I don't want to say it like that. Don't say it like that. Don't think about it like that. But that's, you know, essentially what it is. You're keeping your opponent busy, you know, not busy work like you're wasting your time. But as you can see, as Peralta lands another great right hand there, as he comes forward, every time he closes the space, his opponent looks to time him coming forward. And his opponent really tired right there. But as you can see, as he gets close here, feints forward, baits the hook, and lands another big right hand. Again, because his opponent doesn't know how to control the space between him and his opponent with anything other than punches. Now, in the first round, he was doing this by coming forward and controlling the space. But essentially, it's the same thing backwards as he goes backwards, and he gets to walk into these shots. Again, showing that he doesn't know how to control the space, right? He doesn't know how to control his opponent other than punching at him as soon as he gets into range. Now, actually, this is something that I learned, unfortunately for me, when I first started boxing. My boxing coach told me that if that guy was in range and I wasn't punching him in the face, I wasn't doing my job. So boxing was very stressful in that gym, especially since I only weighed 119 pounds when I trained. I was tiny, and I was a little guy. But anyway, Oscar will be coming forward again and continuing to take advantage of the fact that his opponent doesn't feel comfortable being in range of him. As you see here, boom, lands a big shot, overhand right, which actually knocks his opponent out. And again, his opponent doesn't know how to control the space between him and Oscar with anything other than punches. So when he reaches out there, that punch comes out, and then he counters over the top, right? Because it's predictable. He knows that his opponent is going to look to control that space, to fill up that uneasiness with punches, right? Now, the next thing we're going to look at, and great job, Oscar. Very, very good job. We're going to look at Mike Tyson training a little bit, and we're going to talk about what it takes to be this. Like, look at the level of athleticism here, and it looks phenomenal, right? But I'm here to tell you guys, it's not that hard. Okay? Now, that's not true. It's incredibly hard. You got to work at it, right? You have to train and practice it. But it's not something that's so difficult that anyone in the world couldn't do this, okay? You just have to know how to do it the right way, right? And the key to this, and again, the same thing with Mike Tyson's punches, right? Everyone thinks that Mike Tyson's punches are amazing because he hits hard or he's fast or whatever, but it's really because of his footwork, and that's what we're going to be talking about, is Mike Tyson's footwork. So what I want you to do is watch his feet here, right? Watch how he takes his steps. Let's go back to the first clip. Whoops. So when he rolls, look at his feet here. Roll. Look at how he's landing on his feet every time, right? He always lands heel-toe, okay? And that's what we want to focus on. So watch as his left foot goes forward here. He's going to roll to the left under what would be the right hand, right? Roll, and look at his heel. His heel lands first, and then his weight transfers through his hips, okay? Roll, heel touches, and then his hips transfer. So he transfers his weight from his back leg to his front leg through his heel, and now his weight goes from his heel to his toe on his left foot into his heel to his toe in his right foot. Now he's transferring his weight every time he rolls. The important part of this, why you need to land with your heel, is because when you're transferring your weight from one foot to the other, it goes through your toes. That's where you're going to activate all of those muscles in your leg to drive off of them, right? When you push, when you walk, when you jump rope, everything goes through your toes. Now, if you step on your heel, or rather, if you take a step, now this is really fascinating, you guys. Go ahead and stand up. Now get on the balls of your feet and take a step, and don't land on your heel. Land on the ball of your foot. Notice how you don't go anywhere, right? Like you move, your foot moves, but your weight doesn't go anywhere, right? Now take the same step on the ball of your foot into your heel, right? And then into your toe. You can notice a distinct transition between your weight from where you went nowhere to now where your weight is in your left leg. And that's the whole concept behind taking a step, right? And what Mike Tyson does here in all of these scenes, heel toe, takes heel toe, takes heel toe. Look at this one, it's really exaggerated, right? Heel toe, and he's transferring his weight each time. And this simple, very, very simple tactic is going to allow you to get into much, much better positions when you're throwing your punches, or when you want to get into position to punch or anything, is making sure that you transfer your weight correctly. Now, again, the most important part. Now, we're going to take a look at a couple of his punches real quick, and then we're going to get to Oscar Peralta's training video and kind of see how he needs to, what specific movements he needs to work on with this technique. But first, the punches. So notice this position here, right? He's about to throw a left hook or left uppercut, right? But notice this position here, right? When all his weight is on his left leg, is very similar to this position here, right? And then he takes a step to his heel on his other foot, and then takes the step here. Notice this position right here, where all his weight is in his heel, going to his toe, and as he transfers it over, right? Just watch this one particular right here. Boom. And then he goes to his right side, right? Boom. That motion is exactly the same as this one. It's exactly the same, you guys. Boom. Weight in his left heel, and then he's going to transfer his weight from his left heel to his toes, and then transfer to his back leg, right? The only difference here is he's not bringing his head over to the other side to transfer his weight to shuffle forward or change positions, but it's the same. And that's the reason why he's able to get so much power, is because he's able to put himself in the correct position to throw these punches and transfer his weight in each time. And that's because he transfers his weight correctly, you know, like a real athlete, you guys. But again, the same motion, right? Look at this little motion here, right? All his weight on his left leg, now transfer his weight to his right leg and through his heel. But you can see the transfer, each time he does this, his other foot is on the floor, right? It's flat while one comes up, right? And I'll be having some more training videos come out on this and tell you how to train this more effectively. But the goal is to transfer your weight through each one of these motions, right? And that's also the key to having a great active guard, so that you can always come back and roll and slip and do stuff. But as you see, when he's doing these motions, right? When he's on this position, he can come back and slip to the right side of Kevin Rooney, or he can throw a left hook, which he throws a jab here, and then now he can come back on the same motion, slip to the left side, or he can throw a right hand, right? Or now from this position all the way to the right side. But all he does, right? The same motion, boom, boom. Look at these two weight transitions here, right? Bop, bop. Now that's exactly the same as those ones right there, right? The only difference is that he's throwing punches, right? That's really the only difference in those weight transitions. And that's why, you know, Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson, is because he was able to transfer his weight so well. You know, now there are other things like punch technique that are very important. But again, the weight transition is the first place you need to start working to get good punches, because your feet are going to put you in the position to land the kinds of punches that you need to land. Now, again, watch him shoot right hand, left hook, and he's going to shoot all the way to the left. Watch his heel. His heel lands first, boom. And then instantly into a punch where his right leg is on the ground and his left leg is up, right? Beautiful technique, you guys. And all you have to do is train this slowly. Slowly, guys. Mike Tyson is already insanely strong. His ability to perform this, because he's performed it hundreds of times, is, you know, unparalleled. So when you try to train this at home, go slow, work through the motion. And again, I'll have some more training videos later that make it, you know, kind of easy or a little more fun. But again, the same motion. Boom, roll, and then look at it again after that roll. Bop, boom. Heel on the ground on his right foot and toe on the ground on his right foot. Heel in the air on his left foot. Not digging in with his left foot, but like, you know, on the ball of his foot. And then when he takes this roll, right, boom, look at him transfer his weight from the left foot, or from the right foot to the left foot, again, through his heel, flat on the ground, right? And now look at Kevin Rooney give away the secret right here. Look at him take this step. He's telling Mike, you can't hear what he's saying. You can't hear it. But look at him tell him, strike the floor with your heel. That's what you need to work on right there. He's telling him right there. Boom. Check that out. Look at that heel. Look at Mike look down. Look at Mike look down. Oh, shit. Yeah. Now we can see Mike Tyson working on this, right? Look at how he's going to be bending down. I forgot I actually had this clip in there. But look at how he bends down. His weight is on his left foot. And watch his right foot. Look at how it's pivoting, right? It's turning in. When he's up, his feet are almost parallel. And when he goes down, his foot turns in, right? The natural progression of your hips working. Your hip is your leg, you guys. It's not like your pelvis. That's not your hip. Your hip is where your leg and your pelvis meet, right? But again, you can see Mike Tyson doing the same motion, right? As he practices it right there. Now when he slips this way, slips that way, boom, heel, toe, right? Boom, shuffles. And then when he takes that step all the way on the other side, his right leg is heel and his left leg is toe, right? And the same thing with these punches, if you watch them. Beautiful, you guys. And this is him. So I think this was, I'm not sure, but this might have been one of the, not the first few times that he was working on this, but this was earlier in his career. And then you can see how much more polished he is here after he had been working on it, right? Much shorter, right? Much sharper. And again, boom. Transfers his weight. Look at how his left leg is bent. His right leg, all his weight is there. And then he comes back, transfers his weight. Like, let's just, God, you guys, so beautiful. So transfers all his weight to his left leg. Heel, his left heel is on the ground right now, and then as he shoots to the right, he's going to transfer his weight from his left leg through his left toe, push off this way to his right heel, right? Get his left leg back on the ground when he throws this right hand, as he transfers his weight back to his left leg, and then, yeah, just beautiful, you guys. And again, you can see him doing the same thing when he shoots to this. He's going to take this pivot right here. Boom. And look at how his heel is all the way up on his back foot, and his heel is on the ground on his front foot as he goes to transfer his way into this shot. You know, just beautiful technique, you guys. And obviously, you don't expect anything less from Mike Tyson, right? But boom. You know, just great stuff. And again, the same motion, whipping into it. I'll play that one one more time. But anyway, that's what you want to focus on with your footwork. Now let's go ahead and get into Oscar Peralta and his shadow boxing and kind of see where he needs to start with his footwork. So the first thing, when he throws his first punch here, notice that it looks like it's like a left hook to the body. He's got his heel of his left foot up, which is good because you want to transfer your weight from your left leg to your right foot. But his right foot, there's no weight in his heel, right? So immediately you can see after he throws that first punch, he has to realign his right foot, right? That's because of a balance problem. When he throws that shot, he's got weight in his left toes and his right toes. And that's why when he repositions here, he's a little bit off balance. But again, we're just watching his feet here. Great turn right here, right? Transfer. Whoops. So he's going to turn into it. Heel, toe, shuffle. Boom, back into more punches. I think he misses a spot here. Boom. Nope. Okay, yeah, so, and then when he transfers his weight here, so this one is good. So now he goes instantly into toe, toe, right? Now one of those needs to be heel, you know, and depending on where he wants his head slot to be, you know, unless he does want to come up in a neutral position, right? But you spend a lot of time in the ring getting out of neutral positions where you want to be transferring your weight. So you either want your head on the right side or the left side, and then in that theory, you want one of your heels up and one of your heels down, right? The weight in one heel and the weight in no weight in the other. But again, moving on. Great technique for the most part on all of his weight transitions, his flurries. But sometimes, again, getting into positions right here, and this is the one that I really wanted to talk about. He's going to throw this right uppercut. Look at how he falls a little bit off balance right after he throws that shot. And that's because he wants the weight in his left heel, and there's too much weight in his left toes when he throws that shot. So what's going to happen is when he throws that hook, he's going to be using both of his legs to push forward, and that's what causes him to lean forward and fall off balance a little bit right there. And most of those positions against these weight transitions, these little shuffles here, really good right here. Boom. But making sure that you find opportunities to work on this. Again, this one right here. Boom. See how when he throws this left hook, there's no weight in his back heel, right? And that's why, again, after he throws the shot, he's a little bit off balance. Boom, and he has to reposition his foot. And these are very, very small and subtle changes that you can make to your training. And I would say that, number one, boxing shoes help a lot. So many of the shoes that we wear, like day to day, have really, really, really thick heels, and they don't allow us to really strike the ground or get a good grip of the ground that we can push off of, or so that we can control our body weight, right? It's kind of like, you know, counterproductive to have those kinds of shoes. But anyway, as you guys can see, you know, small adjustments that'll go a really long way for his foot technique, or for his shadow boxing, and his ability to kind of get into the positions, you know, that he wants to be in, so he can throw combinations, you know, like Mike Tyson, right? Or again, no loss of balance here, right? Boom, 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 boom. And the faster you get through those weight transitions, the more explosive you can be, the more opportunities you'll have to throw punches. Again, if you transfer your weight correctly, you'll always have a place for it to go, and you'll never be off of balance, right? And that's just a little bit of what Oscar can do here, is practice transitioning his weight from one foot to the other. Again, this position right here, right, where he takes this little dip down, perfect, and then shuffles on. But picking one side, to kind of, again, transfer his weight into, or picking one heel, right, to step with and to put your weight into. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out FoutsBoxing.com for my latest boxing articles and news and fun stuff like that. All right, thanks, guys. Oh, and if you guys have any training videos you might like me to take a look at on Facebook, you guys can send me training videos to Facebook, and I can take a look. If you want me to do them for the channel, that is, I don't have time to take a look at everybody's, but if I can kind of, allow it to produce some content for my channel as well, and post them, and send me a message, send me a video of you, shadow sparring. Tell me what you're working on, what you're having trouble with, and maybe I can help, especially through technique, or sparring videos. If you have sparring videos you might like me to check out, and you don't mind them being on the channel, let me know. And yeah, thanks, guys.